has the game ever had someone that you would have rated as 10 out of 10? And if not, who is the closest the game of cricket has ever had to
I've
a
got
10
two.
out of 10?
I've got two, yeah.
Okay, so
I've got a West Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the West Indian is probably the...
I thought that's the only option in this.
So Garfield Sobers.
Yeah.
Gary Sobers.
Yeah, Gary Sobers.
Ian Botham.
Oh, you can't have Ian Botham.
He's not a 10 out of 10.
No.
cricketer.
What?
On talent, maybe, but not over his whole career.
Also, his record against West Indies wasn't that good.
So that's it then?
It was Gary Sobers.
Yeah, I think it's only Sobers.
Right.
You didn't have Imran Khan ahead of Botham.
No.
Really?
Imran Khan, who averaged about 20 with the ball for 20 years, and also ended up for the last decade.
Just the charisma of the bloke and everybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
hang on.
You saying Imran didn't have charisma?
Khan was pretty
yeah. I'm talking about for us in this. I mean, Botham is. Everybody talks about Ian Botham. He's 70 this week.
Imran Khan was meant
Happy birthday.
PM, wasn't he? What are we talking
He's in prison.
Friend of
He
yours.
was a lovely. He was. I mean, a thoroughly good bloke. Imran, really nice fella.
I mean, I've always thought it's hilarious that he ended up being this incredible pious figure for Pakistan, and he's known as a playboy in Australia and England. Imran Khan. To say he didn't have charisma, I think he's pushing it a little bit.
He's sown his seeds.
Let's put it back to how we're ranking.
Okay, so it's Garfield Sobers.
So we're talking about being 10 out of 10 for your primary skill.
Yeah,
Right.
So he's 10 out of 10 as a batter. I think I've got him in the top 10 batters of all time. He's got him in the top 3 or 4 probably, right? So we're both pretty comfortable that he's one of the greatest batters of all time. Also, I think he could have been better as a batter, but he had to bat at number 6 quite a bit because they had a really, really good lineup and he was bowling so many overs.
And he enjoyed himself.
And still does.
As did Beef.
He needed a sleep in, didn't he, Gary?
Yeah, he don't go to sleep, but Gary didn't go to sleep before 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I mean, Beefy, I mean, just the whole aura.
Forget about Beefy, we're on Sobers.
We could talk about Beefy because I think, look, he was
One
the
of the
leading...
greatest ever
Yes.
sports person.
I don't disagree with that.
Absolutely. He was the leading wicket
Well, he's
taker.
near 10 out of 10 then.
Well, he's the leading wicket taker in the history of cricket at the time.
Yes.
So you could definitely put
And
a case for Beefy.
You wouldn't put,
12 centuries?
As 10, exactly. So you could put a case for Beefy as an all-rounder
I think he's...
to be 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Right, we're talking 10 out of 10 as a bowler.
Nah, see, he's not 10 out of 10 as a
Well,
bowler.
you could argue that because...
not though, is he?
Yeah, but if you think about it, at the time...
Leading wicket taker of all time.
Yeah, no, he's an incredible bowler, but he's not 10 out of 10 as a bowler.
At the time...
He was the lead.
He's not... Okay, would you have him in the top 20 bowlers you've ever seen?
Well, no, hang on, because you
Because then
did...
that's where he has...
Bowlers? No, he's an
Then he's not
all-rounder.
That's what my...
He's an all-rounder.
So the question is, who is the closest 10 out of 10 cricketer? I think you can argue that Beefy is a bowler, and there's an argument if you combine his batting exploits and his success
And
Exploits.
and his
And his
catching.
catching.
Let's forget the captaincy, but essentially
well,
triple threat bat bowl field.
Okay,
right.
I did this...
So you are pushing 10 with the ball. You're
So
got
I'm
pretty
going
damn
to
good with
give
the bat.
Beefy then a 9.6 and you round that up, it's 10.
All right. Okay.
I would...
So you're saying as a 10 out of 10 all rounder,
Gary Sobers.
Sobers and Beefy.
So
Yeah.
So I did something recently where I looked at the most all-round cricketers of all time.
You've forgotten Jack Callis, as we always
no, we'll come
do,
back to Callis.
as everybody does.
Jack.
No, I don't think Callis is a 10 out of 10 cricketer, but we'll get to that in a minute. Compared to Sobers. But I looked at the most all-round, which is someone who's almost as good with a bat as they are with a ball.
Right.
And Sobers is obviously very high on that list as well. Shakib Al Hasan is very, very high on that list because you could pick him as a batter or as a bowler, but he's probably not the fielder that Sobers and Botham was. I think that's fair to say. And then Botham was just behind them. So if you're looking at the most all-round cricketer of all time, I think Botham is really high, right? But he's not a 10 out of 10 batter.
So you would
Right?
say...
He's not a 10 out of 10 bowler.
So you would say that if we were talking about 10 out of 10 cricketers and you split it down to a 10 out of 10 spinner, a 10 out of 10 fast bowler, a 10 out of 10 all-rounder, and a 10 out of 10 opening bat and a 10 out of 10 middle order batter. They're the 5 categories. Okay, so we're kind of riffing now, but Garfield Sobers is your 10 out of 10 all-rounder.
Yes.
Okay, I think we agreed with that one.
Can we just talk about why, though, for people who don't know?
Yeah. Believe
So-
you me, we've got another 58 minutes if you so wish.
Garfield Sobers gets picked as a spinner when he
Yeah.
starts, right? And he's a good defensive spinner. You would have seen him. I think he was a good bowler without being a great spinner.
Played against him.
Yeah, of course. Did he bowl wrist spin or finger spin to you?
He bowled finger spin, but he opened the bowling as well
Right.
against us.
So here's the point.
That's crazy, right?
He comes on. He's late career. He opened the bowling. He didn't start as a quick bowler at all. He's bowling in the nets, and Frank Worrell looks at him and goes, "What are you doing? You're probably our second best fast bowler as well." And not only does he become a good fast bowler, he becomes specifically a great new ball bowler. He's also quite good at bowling Yorkers later on, and he could bowl bouncers when he wanted to as well. Didn't bowl them all the time because he's probably exhausted, right? So he bowls really good swing with the new ball. He comes on and he bowls as a stock finger spinner, tall, hard to get away. Then, if you need him, he also bowls as your part-time wrist spinner. So you already have that. On top of that, John, he was the best fielder on the boundary, probably, in West Indies cricket. He was the best ring fielder at point or at cover that they had, right? And then he was the best catcher that they had. And maybe, at various times, he was the best individual at each one of those skills in the world, not just in the West Indies. So he's got 3 bowling skills and 3 fielding skills. So to compare that to Kallis is a slip fielder. A brilliant slip fielder. But if you don't need a slip, Kallis is a little bit of a liability in the field. Kallis is a very, very good 5th bowling seam option, or 4th, sorry, not 5th, 4th bowling seam option. Really, really good, but needs the new ball probably a little bit. Needs the bowl quite early on because he wants to swing it and everything else. Sobers is like useful all the way through on any different kind of surface you have. He can bowl. And he can bowl bouncers, he can bowl Yorkers, he can swing the ball, he can spin the ball, he can spin the ball in both directions. He can field at every single individual position, and he also batted every position from 3 to 6. Right? And I think he could have opened as well.
And a thoroughly good bloke.
So that's why he is our 10 out of 10 cricketer, irrespective of, whatever.
We've never seen anything like Garfield Sobers. Like, I don't know if neither of you guys are baseball fans, but there's Shohei Ohtani, who's basically changing baseball forever because he's the first all-rounder they've had since Babe Ruth, right? They don't have all-rounders in baseball anymore. Shohei Ohtani is. Garfield Sobers was that for, a decade and a half.
And I think I've mentioned this before, but remember we went to the Barbados Cricket Museum and there was a lot, obviously, about Gary Sobers. And one of the things that was just jaw-dropping for me was that I think, I'm paraphrasing slightly, 1969, around then, Gary Sobers wins BBC International Sportsperson of the Year, which in itself, I mean, a cricketer winning that now is, you got to do something pretty ridiculous. Do you know the 2 players, do you know 2 of the people that he beat to that? Pele and Muhammad Ali.
No. Gracious.
Okay, so Gary Sobers, right?
He's the closest we've ever had to a 10 out of 10 cricketer.
Wow, I'm glad I asked this question.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
Let's zip through the others.
Do very many good ones, but this...
Shut up. Spinner, is that obvious as well?
Warren.
It's got to be Warren, isn't it? Or is it Murali?
Warren.
But then you have to factor in his batting as well.
Oh, right. I thought you just said spinner.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying 10 out of 10. So that,
okay, does Ashwin come back
one more run, and he's got a Test century.
Murali wasn't going to get a Test
exactly
century.
Right. So, and the fact that
also fielding
and fielding,
a great slip fielder. Obviously, again limited. But if you're thinking of batting and fielding, Ashwin has to come into that conversation.
It's still Warren, though, isn't it? The primary skills got to be based on being able to spin the ball.
To be fair, Ashwin was pretty good at that too.
He was
Warren.
Better than
You know what? I'd probably still give it to Warren because Warren could field in the slips, and Ashwin never really had a position, did he? I mean, Ashwin was not a great... But I think the 3 of them are the conversation. Who's 4th? I can't even think of.
So it's Warren, Ashwin, or Murali.
Yeah, and then maybe Shakib gets into that conversation because of the batting.
Kadir was good.
He could
really good.
Bat,
yeah, we're talking 10 out of 10 here.
No.
Cream of the cream. It's got to be Warren. I mean, I can't.
Sydney Barnes.
Yeah, Sydney Barnes and Bill O'Reilly, but neither of them played a lot of Test cricket. I think it's probably Warren because Warren's a good number 8, right?
Yeah.
Not a great number 8, but he was a good number 8.
Yeah.
And he was a great. I would say he was a great slip fielder. I know he's famous in England for dropping KP, but I would have thought.
No, he was a phenomenal slip fielder, and he was the best captain Australia never had.
Yeah, leadership and everything else. Murali just might even beat him purely as a spinner, but he can't bat and he can't field, right?
He beats him in terms of wickets.
Yeah.
But then again, they would have played their cricket in different countries. It's funny how very few people mention Warren's record in India. Do you think that just pulls him back slightly?
Yeah, no, I think
Average
so.
43 or something.
Yeah, I think so. If you're going up against the best players of spin and they play you that well,
Mm.
I think by the end of his career, he'd actually worked out how to bowl quite well in India, but didn't
Yeah.
play as much.
Mm.
And so I think old Warne would have been really good in India. I don't think he played much I don't think he played in 2004, did he?
No,
So I think by that stage he was good. I think that's the period of Warne that would have been great because that's when he could bowl a little bit quicker and he had the slider. And that's what he didn't have originally. They just knew that he was going to rip it sideways, and because it was slow, they could wait for it, or they could get down to it, right? And I think later in his career, when he gets that slider, I think late Shane Warne was a better bowler than early one with all the fizz and the flipper and all that stuff.
But Warne, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's our spinners.
Opening bat.
Opening bat.
So the most 10 out of 10 opening bat of Shane Watson. Well, he could bowl and he could. Vinu Mankad. I'm just going to pick random all-rounders.
So let's see. Alistair Cook. I'm just thinking English.
Sunil Gavaskar.
Sunil Gavaskar.
I would have it out of Len Hutton or Sunil Gavaskar.
Yeah.
I mean, neither of them could bowl. I know Sunil Gavaskar did bowl.
No, this is just about
batting? That's
It's quite a simple one, really. I mean,
It's Hutton or Gavaskar for me.
if you can catch and captain, great.
Hayden.
I don't have him that high. Herbert Sutcliffe.
Yeah.
Was Hutton ever dropped? Was Gavaskar ever dropped?
I mean, I didn't see Len Hutton. It was far before, but I played against Sunil Gavaskar, and it was the complete opening batter. Yeah. You know, brave as a lion, take the quicks on, good against spin.
Probably the best player of spin we've ever had in Test cricket.
It's a difficult one to call, but
I'd probably go with Hutton. I think
if you also factor in the teams they were in and the era they played.
I think Greenwich. I don't think Haynes is in this conversation.
Greenwich is a wonderful player.
What about Boyce?
Boyce is in the conversation. He is. You know, Boycott,
Would you have
Gavaskar, similar talents, really.
Would you have had Boycott or Cook? Could Boyce field?
No, he's a mid-on.
Yeah. Because Cook really couldn't field either. They tried to make him into a slip fielder.
Yeah,
he had about 2 or 3 years where he caught it. But...
Probably Cook.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think Hayden Sehwag's in that conversation as well. But Sehwag is he's not a 10 out of 10, is he? Because he's like a 15 out of 10 in some things and he's like a 4 out of 10 in others.
We don't have this to hand. I would like to know Alistair Cook's second innings scores average when batting with a first innings deficit as opposed to being ahead of the game.
What do you think it is?
And boycotts. I don't think it stands up next to boycotts.
So one thing I'll say
I don't know that, but that was one area of the game.
But from an English point of view, they were both fabulous players, and if you're putting them two in, I'd have to put Gooch in that.
Gooch he's not in your top 50.
No.
Right, I'd put Gooch.
It upsets me a bit as well.
Good.
I'll be honest with
Gooch.
you.
Yep.
You know, again, bravery.
Would you pick Gooch over Langer?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Langer's record as an opener is phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah.
The only reason he has a low batting average is because of all the failure he had everywhere else in the batting order. His record just as an opener is phenomenal. But yeah, Boycott and Cook both won Ashes in Australia with runs. Right, just a phenomenal amount of runs between them. Boycott is also like there's that thing that he didn't like fast bowling, but he
was fine.
He was fine. Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't think him or Len Hutton love fast bowling. I think that would be fair. So if you're looking for someone maybe slightly
wearing
more
helmets as well.
Yeah, if you're looking for someone slightly more rounded, but
so what are we going?
I would probably go Hutton just over Gavaskar.
Gavaskar.
Okay, well, we
casting vote.
I'm going to go Gavaskar.
Right, yeah.
Fast bowler, 10 out of 10 fast bowler.
Imran Khan.
Really? Oh, when you factor in everything else. Good shout. That is a good shout.
Because I think Imran Khan's in the top 15 bowlers of all time, and by the end of the last 10 years of his career, he averaged what? Well, he averaged 50. I think it was a soft 50 because there were a lot of not out.
The blueprint for all those greats was Dennis Lilly. They'd all say Lilly.
Yeah, but
they'd look at Lilly.
I think Lilly's incredible, but I'm not sure he's better than Hadley or Marshall. I think you still pick Hadley or Marshall ahead of him.
Well, I'd pick Marshall. He'd be up there for me.
Marshall is the one that is recognised within cricket circles as being the best bowler to have ever played.
I think Malcolm Marshall, to that period in his career, is the first guy who mastered every single skill of fast bowling. Right?
Sounds like a 10 out of 10 bowler to me.
The latest one of that is Bumrah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McGrath, as great as McGrath is, and you might still have him as a bowler, was probably slightly more limited by the fact he didn't have the extra 10 Ks, right, to be able to break through. But knowing McGrath, just find a way to get a wicket anyway, so maybe you don't need that.
Malcolm Marshall.
But I think if you're looking at completeness, it's either Marshall or Bumrah on that.
Well, we're looking at 10 out of 10.
And I suppose you would also, if you look,
From
but
your
that is when you're saying 10 out of 10,
Yeah,
what you're saying
yeah.
is they could do,
Everything.
Bumrah's up there.
So it's either, I think it's either Marshall or Bumrah.
Right up there,
I'd
Bumrah.
probably throw Wasim Akram up there as well.
Oh, yeah,
And if you
absolutely.
factor in batting, then obviously Wasim Akram gets a bump and Imran Khan gets a massive bump.
Yeah.
That's a real tough one.
Do you know, and also Glenn McGrath was a very good outfielder. Like Bumrah's not like
No,
a great
that's true.
plus fielder. Well, I can't remember Malcolm Marshall. Was he a good fielder?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a good athlete.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Hey,
Andy
Malcolm
could
Marshall can bat
Andy
with
could
one,
bat.
with one arm.
Yeah, he was good number 8. Good number 8.
Malcolm Marshall shades it above Akram.
Yeah, I think I want to go Marshall
Yeah, I think Marshall.
because Bumrah can't bat, and I don't think he's
Yeah.
a plus fielder.
And Marshall's batted with one hand as well.
But it's not just batting with one hand; he could actually bat. I would say
Akram's right up there.
I would say Marshall's batting is not far off Warren.
If you're picking a world 11, you would have, I would have Akram and Marshall in the team.
Well, we're not. We're asking for them.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 cricketers, and there's 5 of them.
Right.
That leaves one middle order batter.
Middle order batter. Middle order batter.
Sobers. Job done.
Well, why don't we say a wicket keeper batter?
Oh, we haven't even talked about wicket.
No, call it a wicket keeper batter. That's how
All right, okay, yeah, go on.
So
Wicket
it's
keeper
Gilchrist, Dorney,
De
De Villiers,
if you like.
Sangakkara.
Sangakkara.
Walcott.
Yeah. So I mean,
Well, okay. First off, if you're going wicket keeper,
no,
batter,
all right, go on.
right? Then who's the highest 10 out of 10 wicket keeper?
Ian Ely.
Do you mean just on gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah, just gloves.
Ely.
You have him ahead of Taylor.
Not.
Prasanna Jayawardene?
Yeah, but remember, we do have to factor in the batting.
Yeah.
So we can.
Ely.
How good do you think Knott's batting was? Because he ends up averaging about what you would expect a modern wicketkeeper to average now, right? About 32, 33.
Yeah.
I think he's a limited batter, but it still should have ended up with a slightly higher average.
He were all full of theories, and if you listen to Shane Warne, would always say the best wicket keeper that he had was Healy.
Yeah.
He was a fabulous wicket keeper.
So
I don't even think he was the best wicketkeeper to Warne, though. I think Darren Berry was better, but that's a deep cut there.
Yeah, that was his mate, Darren Berry.
No, I've seen Darren Berry do things that no other wicket.
I know Darren Berry, played in the Lancashire League.
Just
good lad.
Free. So I don't think you can pick just on wicketkeeper because
No,
that's
you can't.
how selectors do it.
no, but it's 10 out of 10, right?
Okay, Andy Flower.
Andy Flower, I forgot Andy Flower.
Because he kept basically his entire career,
Yeah.
whereas Walcott and De Villiers and the other guys didn't. I think he was a better bat than Gilchrist, but it would be out of those two.
Gilchrist or Flower.
That's it for me. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be Flower then, doesn't it? Because I think if you're saying 10 out of 10, then the keeping has got to be. It's got to be push. You've got to be talking
You
about.
saw a
what
bit
the
of
best
Flower
keepers-
keeping. How high did you have him just as a keeper?
Fine, absolutely fine.
Better than Gilchrist, though.
Alex Stewart, fine. Never didn't drop it.
Yeah.
You know, he just didn't drop it. He just caught the ball.
They weren't sensational
Not
keepers. like some of the
sensational,
other guys.
flamboyant, just did the job.
Yeah.
And scored hundreds. So Andy Flower, he would be.
Andy Flower.
I think
Yeah.
you make a pretty solid case.
Right then, middle order
Best
batter.
non,
Three to
yeah,
three
best
to
non-wicket keeping middle order player.
what? Not best, but 10 out of 10.
Well, 10 out of 10 is Bradman.
Yeah, yeah.
And he completely,
Oh, it's got to be Bradman. Yeah, that's easy.
you know,
He is 99.94.
Tendulkar,
and then Tendulkar is probably the other one. And then you would have what?
Lara, Richards.
Viv, yeah.
If only someone had written
Yeah.
a book.
I'm
about
not
it.
separating you.
But it's
Joe Root,
it's Bradman.
Kane Williams.
You'd have Kumar again as well.
See, I think Kumar's unlucky not to get in.
Bradman's the easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about it. End with the easy one. So our top 6, 10 out of 10 cricketers are Sunil Gavaskar, Don Bradman,
Sobers.
Garfield Sobers,
Gary Sobers, Andy Flower,
Andy Flower,
Malcolm Marshall.
and Shane Warne.
Yeah.
Pretty good.